Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show with your hosts LeeSilber and Ellen Goodwin. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away. And here's your hosts, Lee and Ellen.
Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. I'm your host, Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host,
LeeSilber.
Hey, Lee, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, in a previous episode, I went a little off. I kind of went to the side of, stop complaining and start doing. And so along those same lines, since I want to continue on that theme because sometimes I get too touchy-feely and too, it's okay, I understand, blah, blah. And what I said in that previous episode was just sit down and do it. Don't make excuses, just do it. And one of the ways to do that is to just let go of the outcome.
Yeah.
And just, the topic, the one where I lost my mind was called restart.
Restarting.
And what set me off is I started thinking about it going, the question you asked me is, how do you restart?
Right.
And I'm just like, I just do it. I'm not going to make excuses. Right. And I think one of the reasons we make excuses is, I'm worried about what it will look like. I'm worried about what people will think about it. Will my boss like it? Is it good enough? Am I worthy? Is it, so it's the worried about the outcome. And then worried, like, do I have enough information to start? Am I really ready? Blah, 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 blah. Again, excuses.
Right.
Just, act and then react.
Okay.
Start on it and then make the changes as you go. Sometimes this can be, I could say this, if you start and you go on the wrong road, you got to start over. It could be inefficient. But, if you just start moving in that direction, it's funny how things start to pop into your periphery that you would have missed otherwise. Things come to you. All right, I am getting a little woo.
Yes, you are.
But once you begin going down the road, you start seeing the signs, you start moving in that direction, your brain starts to focus on what's ahead of you.
Exactly.
Anyway, the analogy I'm making is you're going down the road and you're moving. You're not parked somewhere.
No, you're not parked. Yeah.
And
waiting for the parade to come by.
Right. Ooh, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. Well, no, you're waiting for ideas. So, jump in and, be part of the parade and see what happens. Yeah.
And it helps if you've done it before. Like, if you have someone who's not 18 years old and this is maybe your first big project, I get that. Maybe I need to talk to someone. Maybe I need to do a little more of my homework, blah, blah, blah. Once you've had a few successes, you're like, all right, I've done this before. I can do it. I just need to start.
Yeah.
I think we've heard that before. Just start.
Just get started.
Just get started. Once you've begun, you're halfway done. Begin, and good things will happen.
Yeah. And you know what? If you have to, like you said, rewrite, redo it, sometimes you do. We've talked about this, like the crappy first draft when you're writing. I mean, the whole thing is that you are just writing. You're not, I don't sit down and go, this is the start of a chapter. And when I'm finished, it will be perfect. Because I would never get any further than, not even the first letter, because I would just be paralyzed with, how can this be perfect? But when I write and I know it doesn't have to be perfect, that it's going to go through one or two rewrites at the minimum, boom. It's, that lead weight is off your shoulders and away you can go.
All right, well, let me put Sergeant Lee off to the side here. And now let's be the more compassionate Lee. Now, I understand that lack of confidence, lack of experience, lack of information, whatever you want to call it, causes people to want to stop.
Right.
And make sure that they have all their ducks in a row. I've researched, I know everything there is to know about this, and now I'm ready to go. And I get that. I understand that. But if we could shorten that process a little and just start going and do it as you go, like maybe it's got 4 parts. So know everything you can know about the first part. And then once that's done, okay, now I'm going to focus on the second part. But to wait until you know everything, have everything, have done everything in the way of research, that's a lot of time spent. And it's not I'm saying it's okay. I get it. But it's better to begin and then make changes as you go. And then there's the other person. So the left brainer is I need to know everything. I got to get my ducks in a row. The right brainer is going to say, I need to think about it more. I'm conceptualizing. I'm trying to get it all straight in my head. And then I'll begin. I'm not sure where to start. I'm not sure what to do. And that process does also work, because in that incubation period, you might see something, so in a way, those are both doing something. You're moving in the direction of, you're doing research, you're thinking about it. You're trying to, make sure you get some stimuli, some information you wouldn't have had otherwise, or you're just talking to people and getting whatever it is. But at some point, you've got to stop all that and just start.
Well, and I'd like to throw in a third option, and that is just adopt the beginner's mind of like, you know what? I don't know anything. And I'm just going to learn. That I could find out all the stuff ahead of time, like or I could just go in as a beginner. And when you go with the beginner's mind, it's so, it's a relief because you're like, I'm not expected to do this. I mean, I think we talked about this, that a few months ago, I took a spinning class, and I haven't taken a spinning class in decades, and they have changed a lot. And I was frankly a little terrified. And my neighbors like, oh, I go all the time. It's great. And so I had all of these things, what am I supposed to wear? Is it, da, 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 da. And I just went, guess what? I'm going to go. And in that first class, I will answer most of my questions. I might fall off the bike. I might make a fool of myself. But if I don't try it, I'm never going to know. And so I just went in with the beginner's mind. And it worked out well. I found out I don't like spinning. but that's okay. You know why I don't like it? Because you're in a room that's dark and everyone's doing their own thing. I can do that at home.
Yeah.
I need the camaraderie. But hey, I didn't wait and so I would throw in beginner's mind is a third way that, you can act and react. You just learn as you go.
Yeah, I think my two ways were both really a form of procrastination.
Yeah.
I won't start until I know everything.
Exactly.
I'm not going to start until I thought about it until I feel like I've thought it through.
Yeah.
Both of those can be forms of procrastination. I think a little of both of those, going in just winging it isn't good either.
No.
And then, not even giving any forethought to what you're about to do isn't good either. So finding that balance of, I'm going to say, at this point, I'm just going to start with what I know now. I'm going to do the best I can with what I have, and then I'll figure it out. The universe wants to help you. The universe wants to give you the answers. The universe is there to provide you with information, assistance, everything you need if you start.
You got to start.
When you start.
Absolutely.
Sergeant Lee is coming back.
Okay.
Stop you.
Time for us to bug out. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back again next week with another episode of the Faster, Easier, Better Show.